Hi guys, bought this in the charity shop the other day and I promised I'd do a separate video to see if it works, so we'll have a look inside. Instructions, that's always helpful. Guarantee slip. Just looking there, September 2002, so this is 14 years old. On the box it did say there was a playmat included, but that's obviously got lost over the years. But we have still got cones and barriers. That's the aerial. A spare body shell. Okay, so here's our little Mini Cooper with the transmitter. That's in the on position, so clearly there's no light there. 40 megahertz, model number 8369, TAREMA Limited, Tresham Road, Peterborough, UK. Okay, so there's our car. Well, straight away I can see green verdigris or corrosion down there, so that doesn't look good. I've actually got another one of these cars somewhere, I might find that later, but we'll stick to this for now. So we've got some green verdigris just here. Let's undo this. Ugh. That is brown and horrible, and they're all bubbled up, so I'll go and dispose of them and see if we've got some, well, I know I've got some batteries, but we might have to do a bit of cleaning up in there before we can do anything. Right, that doesn't look very healthy. That one's going to need cleaning up, and they've got green on them. So I'll do some cleaning. Well, let's clean that up a bit. I think I've got rid of most of the worst of it. So we should be able to put some batteries in there and see what happens. I've also rubbed the green off the contacts there. Although, to be honest, that's got a rechargeable battery in it. That's not likely to be very good if it's 14 years old. It's a bit of a loose fit. Yeah, I might have to tighten those contacts up. Right, we got a light on. If we pop that in there, let's see if we can charge it. How did that go? That went up there. Get it the right way around. How do we know if it's charging? Charging time 60 to 80 seconds. That's quick. The LED light will turn on. Switch on the power on transmitter, place car on top of it. The LED light will turn on and the car is now being charged. Well, I guess that's that. Right, I think there's a green LED there that should be coming on when it's charging. Right, I don't think we're doing any charging at the moment. Oh, so I wobble it around, there is a flicker. Just a quick check to see what we're getting out of the charging contacts. 3.8 volts. Just trying to see if I can get something directly into there. I would expect that little LED to light up if it was getting power in. So that doesn't look very positive. I'll have to have a look inside. Okay, lift that off very carefully. It's our circuit board. And I remember from the other one that I took apart, the wires are very thin. That's our battery. That's twice the size of the one that was in the other car that I've got. And that's completely corroded there. So we'll have to see if we can get a replacement of some sort. I'm being very careful because you can see these are just these hair thin wires that go down to the steering at the front there and the motor at the back. Just to show you something else here, that screw that I took out from that hole just there, I didn't need to take out. That was holding the cover on the steering assembly here, which we can now see clearly. We've got two coils of wire, and then in the middle on the steering yoke, or whatever we want to call it, which has got a magnet on it. So when the current goes through the coils, it attracts the magnets. Let's see if we can do this. It's all going to fall apart because it's not got the lid on it. But that's the steering. It's come out beautifully. Oh wow, that's the battery that we need to replace. And you can see plenty of green and horrible stuff in there. So now we've got to go online and see if we can get a replacement for that. I'm just looking to see if I can get any charge into that battery. Right, that should be about 60 seconds. Put the meter on it. About 0.8 of a volt. I don't think that's enough to actually run the car. I wonder if this is a supercapacitor rather than a battery. I've done my best to tidy up those terminals now. Got the green crystals off it, the verdigris or copper sulfate or whatever it is. So they look better than they did. I think I'll have to put some grease on them of some sort to protect them, because the chrome or whatever the shiny silver was has been eaten away, and we've got the brass underneath now. So I'll grease them, I think, to protect them. That's a bit more positive, isn't it? Right, this is far more complicated than I wanted it to be. I connected my batteries directly to the battery terminals in the car here, and had a very brief little burst of life and then it stopped. And looking on the circuit board, I noticed that the capacitor that was here, which I've taken out, had got bluey green corrosion on it. So I had a look in my scrap box, and I happened to have another little capacitor that I'd recovered out of some other electronics. It's 100 microfarads, 10 volts, and that one's exactly the same. So I've soldered it in. At the same time, the wires that went to the battery terminals from the circuit board broke, so I've replaced those with new wires. So now if I press forwards and backwards on the transmitter, alright, well, it was working. What if we stop working? Well guys, we'll stop there because I failed to get it working. I did have a bit of brief success, which I didn't capture on camera, where the motor was running and the steering was working, but then it just stopped working. And it doesn't make any difference what I do to it, I just cannot find what the problem is now. So I'm going to call it a day. Whether I have a look at it again at a later date, I don't know. But this has got very frustrating now, and probably best to stop.